okay, when I can't find it, that means that you gotta just help me. That's what that means.
You're taking down the tree, right?
Huh?
You're taking down the tree, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all help me.
What your hand?
I was here today and I heard some things, yeah. That's okay, you sit there, I want you to talk to me. I was here today and I heard some things. I heard some folks saying some things today. Man, I wanted to go on. I could barely stop, but I had to. It's his turn. But I heard some things as I was hearing some things. I kept hearing some things, and I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna ask y'all for questions, and I'm gonna let y'all help me. I'm gonna ask you guys. I want to ask you guys. Here's a nail, and I'm trying to drive this and a board. Okay, you see this nail? I'm hoping to drive this nail into a board. I've got here what?
Screwdrivers. With the hammer that you got, I come closer to driving that screwdriver than I can.
Now he's getting ahead of me. He's getting ahead of me. But
Because I want to see all the stuff.
But I want to ask this here.
Charlie.
If I take this and try to drive it, hey, will that work?
Very, very slowly. You're not gonna get it very deep.
Okay.
You get it started.
Okay. I want to ask this. All right.
Spend more time and
Huh? So
more
what?
energy. You know, spend more energy.
Okay. So if they won't work, I'll try this.
Even worse.
Why?
I don't think, because there's,
It's not the right
doesn't have any
tool.
surface,
Okay.
and it's not heavy enough.
Okay. Hey, you said what?
It's not the right
It's not
tool.
that tool,
Okay, if that won't work, then I'll try
Right
this.
tool for the right
Okay,
tool.
I'll try again.
You're getting in the wrong, you're going in the
You're
wrong
getting
direction.
colder, you're getting colder. Not right tool.
Why?
Because it won't work.
That won't work, then I got something else. Try this.
You could tape it on there, I guess.
You take the boards together, so.
But that's not what I said. I want to drive that. I have a board, and I want to drive that
No.
into a board. It won't work.
Use the vacuum cleaner, let's see what it does.
No. Now here's where I'm heading in with that. I'm going to save that for last. I'm not going to use that yet. Okay, I'm going to ask you this. If you guys can see, that won't work, right? Won't work. So let me ask this. As you guys have heard me say, some doors are closed to us, right?
Yeah.
And then here's what I heard this morning, and I hope, and here's what I want to clear up. If this door here is closed, what does that mean?
You shouldn't go in it.
Okay. But here's what I'm seeing. And I don't know why I'm saying this, but why? Because up here is closed. Why do we automatically get down here and begin to look? Why is that our next choice? Why are we down here?
So we can see what's underneath the door.
We wanna see what's on the other side of the door.
Because
whether
that's
we
the
can
door
ever
we
have
wanted.
it.
Because that's the door I wanted.
Yeah.
And
We're
maybe
hard
God
to
didn't
do.
want that door, so he opened a different door. But I'm still just wondering if I don't know more in the back of my head. I know I don't, but in the back of my head, I'm just like, what if though? I just didn't open it right.
Maybe we weren't working hard enough.
To open that door, or, yeah.
So we're still trying to see what's behind her that door is what you're saying. I still want to see what's
Sometimes,
on.
not always.
Okay, now I'm gonna take my time. No, I'm good. I'm gonna take a while. I'm good. Now, miss, this here. We have an option, right? We have a choice. Okay, the Lord has closed this door. Why won't we just look at other doors, or why won't we look for something above that door? For some odd reason, there's some folks who think because that door was closed, I can't do more. I have to do less. Why is it? Why is it? Here's why I'm saying that. For in my own experience, I had some things happen after that door was shut. I began to look for some things, but I didn't look higher. I began to look lower. Why did we do that?
Easier route.
Yeah, it's easier.
Is
No,
that
it's easier.
is that what he has for us? Often, the reason he shut that door is because he had something that was bigger, that was above that door. And here's what he knew. If I didn't shut that door, then you would spend the rest of your time trying to get through that door. But here's what happens to us. Because of our faith in our beliefs, or because we've not been successful here. So here's what we think. Because the Lord didn't give me that, then he won't. That's for me. I deserve as much. Why are we like that? Why do we do
We're
that?
self-conscious.
Okay.
We blame a lot on human nature.
We do, and I don't know, just because when it shuts and if it doesn't open right away, do I give up and say,
I like that.
no, you know,
Mm.
Lord has something else, I'm gonna just keep going.
And he said something else as well. Because it's easier to let Lord, or I like what Cheryl said, you know, do something. There is something else, but why do we accept less? Is that what the Lord wants to happen? Okay, today I was late. And I just couldn't get here on time. Some things happened, and I can. He's always late. But today I was late. But here's where I'm going. A whole lot of people are late. They've not gotten to where they're trying to get, and because they're late, because that door is closed, because something happened. They're looking lower. They're looking down. And here's what's happened with the church. I hate to say this. Here's what happened with the church. There's so many people think, okay, I'm saved, but now because I'm saved, and I can't achieve things. I can't reach my goal. I can't get to work. I can't go there. So because that door was closed, we automatically assume that he wants me to have not as much, right? Less. Okay, here's why I brought that. I'm not going to use that yet. I'm saving that. Here's what the Lord said, and as I read that scripture, if he cannot trust us with things that are small, then as well he knows that I can't trust you with things that are big, right? I can't. I just can't, because if you won't do right with something that's small, you're something big. But as I read that, I thought about my faith as well, our faith. Here's what happens. We're plugged into a source, and he's talking about my hammer. He's right. We're plugged into a source to where we have the hammer to drive that nail. Man, I can take that old hammer and about twice or three times the nail's in there. Why won't we use that hammer? Why won't we use that hammer? Why are we afraid to use that hammer?
I smashed my finger with hammers before.
Oh, I like what she said. Oh, I like it.
Gotten hurt.
It's harder,
It's heavy.
it's heavy,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's work.
it's work.
Yeah.
Okay, but though, look though, I know I can drive it with that hammer, but we're making what? Excuses.
Because that's not what I want to do. I want to do something with a screwdriver. And not the hammer.
Gotcha.
So it's all something different, and I don't know, that I don't think that when a door shuts and I don't want something, or I deserve something less. I think maybe I deserve more, and there's more somewhere out here.
But how do we get more? How do we go ahead and take that step? Here's where I'm going.
We have to take the step.
I
We
like
have
what
to
you're
work
saying.
for it.
Here's what I'm hearing over and over and over. Change and growth. It didn't work out how I had it planned, and I may not necessarily want less, but change, or I may smash my finger, or the very last thing I had planned, I worked for that, and I did all of this, and because that door shut, then that's work. I may smash my thumb. I may hurt myself, or what? It may not work out again.
And I'm too old to change.
I like what you. I like what you said. She's getting ahead of me. Oh, he didn't say that, though. He didn't say that. He's living proof.
They gotta never say something like that.
But as he was saying this morning, this is where we're going. We're preaching with our lives. We are preaching every day. And I like what Cheryl. Here's why I'm on this. talking about us. This is what happens to us. I'm too old, or I can't do it, or I smash my finger. We got a whole lot of excuses, and we don't ever get started. Why did we not get started?
We're scared.
And we don't have enough faith.
Yeah. Here's my message, and you're right.
It only takes a mustard seed.
Amen.
Faith. And that's a little big seed.
Amen. Before I began that class, the reason I wasn't in the class the very first time, I didn't have enough time. There was no way I could get through a class. Had too much going. I was going to wait until it slowed down. I just don't have enough time. I didn't have enough time. But here's what happened. After I jumped in it, after some folks were saying, oh, you said you were going to do it. And I'm happy they did it. You said you're going to do it. You said you're going to do it. Well, I got to do it. Okay, after I got in the class and began to steward my time, I find out what? I've got more than enough time. I've got more than enough time. Here's what I found. If I would spend an hour here, there, and combine it, and if I get a little bit done here and there, I'm finding that I've got more than enough time. Now I look back and say, look at all of the time I wasted because I didn't get started. Because I didn't get started. I found out.
Nothing, go ahead.
I found out that I had enough time. I had more than enough time. But here's where else I'm going. It speaks to our faith. You have to say, okay, Lord, if that didn't work, as I said each Sunday when I come up here, this sermon, often as I head up here, I've worked on some things, but I said, Lord, is this what you want? Is this what you want? I have to depend on him. I have to put it in his hands. This is what we have to do. Here's why I'm on this. There are some people, because some things haven't happened before now, they feel like it's beyond my reach. I can't get there. It's not going to happen. And I can prove to myself that it's not going to happen because that door shut in my face. I was almost there. I put in this work. I did all of this. And if the Lord wanted me to happen, if he wanted me to be successful, if that's what if I was to be happy, that door would have opened. I heard somebody say on the front row this morning, I started hollering and screaming, and y'all would have thought I was crazy. I said, if I fall, then what's going to happen? I said, if I fall, I want y'all to pick me up. Here's what she said. She said, if you fall, that's an opportunity for me to help you up. The Lord loves us. He will allow us to pursue things that he knows is not going to work out for us. Why? Because love and free will. If I don't let you first try and do it, what you'll always believe, I could have did it on my own if he would have let me try it. So the Lord's going to say, let you try it. But here's what's so wonderful about him. After you've tried what you've tried and that doesn't work, he's saying, now, if you listen to me, if you're led by me, if you let me guide you, and if you have enough faith, and if you'll believe, and then, not just that, now you've got to get up and you've got to do some things. But when you've done these things, then what's going to happen? You're going to be successful. I love you enough to allow you to fail. But you can succeed, even after that, because I love you that much. Now, isn't that powerful? Her and I had a conversation last night, and I went home, and I was convicted of a lot of things. But here's what I want you to know. He will redeem us of things that have happened, no matter what's occurred. And even after something has not worked out, it's not over. Because of your age, it's not over. It's only over when, if we believe, we still can achieve it. Here's my message to you. If something didn't work out, that didn't work out for a reason. But here's where I'm going. Because this didn't work out, don't look down, look up. Look out and see what it is that he has for you. Okay? Here's where I'm going next. Here's where I got this. I try to sweep this floor with this, how long will I last? How long will I last?
Till you run out of stamina.
And that's not going to take very long. Oh, thank you. Oh, I need to have you up here preaching this. Like what she said. And I still will have not have done a good job. If we want to take control and we do it our way, this is what's happening to us. We're running out of stamina, and we're still not doing a good job. Here's what's not doing a good job. job. We find out we're still unhappy, our lives haven't changed, and we get half of what we thought we wanted. Lord, I'm not happy. This is not what I had planned. I don't want this. What do we want? Here's what we want and don't know it. We want what he has for us. Why did I have that tape, that screwdriver, that pen, those scissors? You are designed to do something. He has a will for your life. He has a purpose for your life. I can holler and scream. I've always been able to holler and scream. As a kid, I didn't understand why. Yeah, it makes sense. I was designed to preach. You as well have a purpose for your life. That vacuum cleaner, whoa, I can zip in here and I can get the whole thing vacuumed, and after it's done, it's clean. And here's the funny thing. After I'm through with that, there's sometimes I'll take me a chair and sit back and say, look at what I got done. Man, this looks good. Self-fulfillment. I've done something that I'm proud of. I've used this what though for its design purpose. And because I had that tool, I was what? I was successful. Now here's where I'm going next. We have every tool that we need. We are equipped. We're plugged into who? The Lord. This week I bought a pair of cables. They were on sale cheap. I have some, but I've seen them. $6 and I bought them, man. I'm like Kyle, if it's cheap, I'm gonna buy it. Even if I don't need it, I'm gonna get it. I bought them. I said there might come a time I need them. But here's what's happening with us, those booster cables. They'll only stretch so far. If I use those and I plug them on my truck, I have to get up close. And we're still in that mindset. We're plugged into him, but I can't reach that far. I can't see that far. That won't work. Why is it not working? See, he doesn't have 6 foot of cable. His isn't 12. He built this. He is spanned throughout the entire verse. Hey, with him all things are possible. Those purposes that he has for you, they're possible. But why are we not achieving them? And I'm not going to get back down this year. I want you to assume I am. Because we're down here and we're looking up underneath. He said, if you will seek ye the kingdom of God first, he will add all else unto it, right? Okay, now here's where I'm going next. Daryl, why can you stand there and say the Lord wants you to be successful and happy? Just stop for a second.
The Bible says he wants us to be happy.
And if we're not, who wants what we have? If I'm walking around with my head down, if everybody wants to find self-fulfillment, enjoyment, happiness, everybody wants that. And the Lord has a plan, though. He has a plan for your life. If you find that plan, if you pursue it, what you're going to find all of that after we have been saved. But after we have been saved, here's where I'm going next. There are some of us think, after and because I've been saved, and here's where I quit. The party just got started. This is not where you quit. It's just began. I like his approach. Why do I keep on having? He fired me up. I probably wouldn't have took that class. Too much going. I wanted to take it. Felt like I might get through it. Too much going. I didn't have the time. But after he took it, that did something to me. Well, wake up call. I got shook. Man, he did it. I'm not too old. Hey, I can do it. And it wasn't his age. It wasn't so much his age. If he can do it, I can do it. Here's what do I mean by if he can do it, I can do it. He showed me he could do it.
Showed it can be done by a peer.
Got you. And here's why our stories are so important. Here's why your story is so important. Somebody is looking at you. But here's what we have to stop doing. We, for too often, have been looking. Here's why I keep using this story. It's a wonderful story. Look. He's still climbing. Here's what's happened to a whole lot of us. This chair feels pretty good. I'm all right. I can get there from here. Can't get there from here. But why get there from here when you can stand up and you can walk around and you can enjoy your life and be happy and help lead others to him if you will what? Find your purpose. Find what it is he has for you. And quit looking down there. It don't matter what's behind that door. Here's where I'm going. Forget about that door that's done been shut. There are other doors out there. But here's my point. Don't be looking on the floor for a door, because there ain't nothing. Down there is worse than what was up here. How about looking up and over? Those doors that were closed to me for a time as well. Here's why I'm speaking on this. Well, he must want me to have less. I couldn't do that, so I got to step down. Oh, how about stepping up? Oh, I must say that again.
Sometimes stepping down is the right thing to do, because it's gonna make you happier. Because maybe up here, that was not what was gonna make you, that's not where your purpose was. Down here was where your purpose is, in Crowell, wherever, so sometimes maybe your purpose is.
I like what she's saying. Okay, here's where she's going.
Not be.
And I understand your mindset. But as I say, looking down, I'm not thinking in a sense of a job title, a job, or a label or anything like that. Well, let's just go there. The skills that you have will transfer into other activities. I went to school for something completely different. But here's what I'm finding. If I'll find what the Lord has for me, those same things will transfer into other activities. You are an intelligent person. Everybody here is intelligent, smart people. Here's what I'm saying to you. And let me say this. Do not think I'm saying because of where you are now is a step down. If that's what you get, you miss what I'm saying. What I'm saying is find your purpose, and he has a purpose for you. Here's why I'm on this, and here's why I'm just having on this, not on this, hitting on this. Too often, when things haven't gone our way, we assume that's what the Lord has for us. We begin to feel like I deserve this, I don't achieve this. Let me say this, here's what I'm saying to you. Find what's in your heart. Find what he has placed there. And here's what I'm saying. Whatever he's put in your heart, that's what you do. Now I'm going to say this, I'm happy she said, there's people tell me now, what in the world are you doing in Crowell? You ought to be somewhere else. This is where the Lord wants me right now. So I'm happy with that. I'm content with that. If he wants me here in 5 years, that's his choice. But here's where I'm going, and here's what I don't want folks to understand. Here's what I don't want folks to believe. There's so many folks feel like this. Because this hasn't worked out now, the Lord's purpose for me is less. No, it's not. It's not. And I'm going to go where she's going. Some folks can find enjoyment and self-fulfillment inside a faraway land doing missionary work. If that's what he has to do, what you will know that's what it is for you. In that you will find self-enjoyment. There's nothing wrong with that. But here's where I'm going, and here's what I don't want folks to leave or thinking and believing. There's so many folks feel like this. Because I'm saved, I cannot be happy. I cannot achieve things. I cannot be successful. And I want to say this, and I'm going to say this, I'm talking to myself. And if this doesn't apply to you, don't keep it. If the Lord has put something inside your heart and your soul to pursue it and do it. Because here's what I don't want to happen. So many of us looked at those examples and you think it's stupid, but so many folks are going through their lives trying to drive a nail with tape. Why will that not work? Because that's not your purpose. That's not your purpose. And it's like I said this morning, there are some people with so many gifts to where it's unreal. But if we don't exercise them, if we don't use those gifts, then we're not going to find what it is the Lord has for me. I sat back there for years. If I didn't begin to use this big voice and start screaming and stuff, I'd still be sitting back there. Here's my point. It's time we quit looking down and look up. And here's what I mean by that expression. It's not so much a option is really not down or up. I'm saying find what he's placed in your heart. Find that purpose. When you find that purpose and once you pursue that, then you're going to find self-fulfillment enjoyment. But we got to pursue it the way he did it. So what if we're late? So what if I hadn't got there before now? So what if it didn't go the way I had planned? And whatever I've got left, I'm going to grab it and I'm going to squeeze it and I'm going to choke it and I'm going to hang on to it and I'm going to be led by him and I'm going to see what he has for me. Why should we pursue it like that? Because there's somebody else out there who's going through something. Somebody else is late. Somebody else hasn't got to where they're trying to go. And they think it's too late, or I have to look down, or I cannot get there. As she said this morning, even if we failed or think we failed, because you've not failed if you haven't gotten there. You've not failed. You've just not gotten there yet. The Lord wants the opportunity to what? To reach down and pick you up and show you, Daryl, here's what I've got for you. I remember when I first came back. Lord, I'm a complete failure. I'm back in Cruise and I'm never coming back. Oh, I'm never going to leave Cruel again and nothing is going to work out and I'm never going to be happy again. Now I look back on that and I say it's crazy. I didn't have time for this class and now I look back on that and my time was crazy. That was crazy to think that. I've got more than enough time. I'm passing. Now don't flunk me because I'm saying this, but I'm hanging in there. I've got enough time. I can get there. Why? I've learned how to steward my time, and I've quit looking down, and I've quit saying when things slow down, I'll go do that. That moves for you. It's never going to slow down.
No, it isn't.
It's just not. There are some people who say once it slow down, I'll do it. Not going to slow down. But here's what we have to do. Lord, here we go. I'm going to hang on to you and let's see what happens. Either way, I know this. I'm going to wind up off a lot better than what I was. Before I took this class, I didn't have enough time. If after this class is over, if all I have learned is that I have more than enough time, he has taught me that in this class. I might have to have a half an hour here or there or 15 minutes or an hour here and there, but you have enough time. But my question is, do you have enough faith? Do you trust him? You have to pursue it. You have to get up and go there. I remember when he told you back in that deal, he would take that class if it would help you. We've got to have that same attitude. Here's what's wrong with a whole lot of people. About me, it's about me, it's about me, it's about me. Sometimes God has given us gifts that are for you along with somebody else. I gave it to you, Daryl, but you are to use it to impact somebody else's life. And after you have did that, I'm going to bless you for the way that it was used. That these gifts are just ours for a short time. They have been entrusted. Hey, my mother always said this, and as a child, I didn't understand it. She said, if you don't use what the Lord has gave you, after a while, he will take it from you. I'm going to tell you guys something. My mother used to sing. When I was a kid, I used to love hearing her sing, and she could make up her own songs, and her songs were about her own life experience. And I could set off, and I wouldn't let her do it. But I tell you what, I'd set off, listen to her sing, and her story was about her life, and she would sing these songs. I used to enjoy them so much. But after a time, she quit singing. She quit singing. That's what's happening to a whole lot of us. We've quit singing. We quit dreaming. Like he said this morning, he can beat me bowling. He's dreaming, but I won't stop him from dreaming. He needs to be allowed to dream. That's where it starts. And he's right. In time, he will. It won't be anytime soon, but he will if he stays at it. Here's my point, guys. We can't quit dreaming. We can't quit singing. As he said this morning, don't quit preaching. You can't quit preaching. Either way, you are. Here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want my little court son. And I'm so looking forward to where he gets old enough to make him come hear me preach. I want him to say one day when I'm gone, my papa was a preacher. Why do I want him to hear me preach? I want him to know. I want him to think. The story that you guys hear over and over and over, I'm going to drill this into you. If you're led by the Lord, no matter how big it might seem, no matter how hard it may appear, it can even at times seem like it is insurmountable. But if you're led by him, you get there. It's not because it's owed to you. It's not because you can achieve it. It's just because he loves you that much. If you will find his purpose, and if you will pursue that, you have skills, you have talents, you have gifts. If you will use those for his purpose, you will be blessed for it. Here's what some folks don't get. That, my friend, is the secret of this life. But it shouldn't be a secret. That's what he wants us to share. That's the good news. That's the gospel. If we're led by him, if we seek ye the of heaven first, all else will be added unto it. Why is that so? He has an army. When we have done that, we have done what? We have enlisted in the Lord's army. We are in the midst of what? Why do I say we are in the midst of a battle? Because he wants you sold. He is well. He wants you sold. We are to what? As we make our choices in life, we are this thing to help him or him. How we live our lives. Hey, choices we make, the things we do, we're making a decision to enlist and enroll for him or him. And folks, I'm going to close with this. I went to get bread again this week after I left for class. You know what happened to me again? I got there again. Didn't have no bill. And I felt so stupid. I said, how can you leave the house? And it was the same person that I felt. I said, don't bring that up. I said, please don't bring that up. I felt as I got. Why I didn't feel before, I don't know. I felt, and I said, Lord, I don't have no wallet again. She said, I got you. She said, but don't come back, girl. Don't bring me the money. Don't worry about it. I got you. Don't come back. Well, look, that's what's happened in a whole lot of folks' lives. It hasn't worked out a few times, so we just quit. But the Lord is saying, I still got you. I got you. I ain't going nowhere. And you finally came back. If you'll just stay here and let me lead you, I got you. But here's what's happened. You've not let me be there for you. You have closed your ears to me. You aren't hearing what I'm saying. But I got you. So here's what I'm saying. Let's listen to him. Doesn't matter what that door is closed, because here's what he's saying. Oh, he closed that door. He don't have anything for you. It didn't work out. Quit. That hammer's going to hit your finger. That's a big old hammer. It's going to hurt. He's saying, hey, don't worry about that. Even if you hit your finger, I still got you. And even if you hit your finger, I'm going to fix it so you learn something from it and somebody else as well. Because here's what sometimes happens. After he allows things to happen, and we go through something, and here's what we don't see. It changes somebody else's life. When I got through this class, I have a sister where she finally decided to do something. I started laughing. I thought it was funny, but here's my point. Because of what he did, and I did what I did, it touched somebody way down there. How powerful is that? Here's where I'm going. If we can use this life to impact somebody else's life, then what has happened? And if we fall, it's only what? An opportunity for the Lord to pick us up. He's got us. He's got us. Even if you fall, he has you. So why are we so worried about falling then? Why are we worried about falling? So what? I tried something. When I played football, if we played somebody and if I couldn't knock him down, I'd go back again the next play, and I'd go back again, and I'd go back again, and that's something Michael would tell you. I wouldn't quit until I knocked him down. I told my coach, there's not a back in the state of Texas I can't knock flat on his back. And I believed that. And everybody we played, I did just that. Why? Because I kept going back. I believed that with all that I was. And there was one guy that I wasn't able to knock flat on his back. And when that game was over, there was a back in Molly County. And he walked up to me and said, man, I've never been hit like you hit me. I said, and you are the only back I've not been able to knock flat on his back. He said, but I'll tell you what, I felt like you knocked me flat on my back. Here's my point. And I weighed 165, he weighed over 200 pounds. And I had a high school football coach who tell me week after week after week, this back here, you won't knock him down. I said, you watch me knock him down. Okay, but here's where I'm going with that. Here's why I shared that story. You can accomplish anything if you believe it. You will work toward it. Now, why do I use such an awful example? If I've had that much self-confidence and faith in myself, how much should we have? That's why I holler and scream the way I holler and scream. Because I've seen it happen. What do I mean by I saw it happen? Sat back there for years, and I know you guys get sick of hearing me say this over and over and over. Why does he bring that? I wish there was some way I could make you feel how I felt when I sat back there. I said, came time for me to say anything, I'll be like this, my stomach was just, man, I gotta say as few words as I can. I gotta be right. Whatever I say, I gotta be right, because I don't want to be questioned. In school, I need to be right on point, exact. I'm gonna say it as few words as I can. Is that how the Lord wants us to be? He wants us to depend on Him. Now, here's I've learned. When I come up here, even if I make a mistake, it's okay. He has me. If I make a mistake, here's what folks will say. He's like me. He has flaws. But he's still happy. He's still saved. He's going to be fine. Why is he going to be fine? Because the Lord has us. I'm going to close with this. Some things have happened in our lives. We're late. It doesn't matter that we're late. Just since we get there. And oftentimes, being late, the Lord can use even that to influence so many folks' lives. Here's my point. No matter what you have went through, God can use that for His good. Even if it seems to you that it's been terrible, it's been awful, it didn't work out the way I had planned, just stop and think, Lord, what do you have for me? What do you want to come of this? And He will show you what He wants. And in that, we'll find joy and self-fulfillment. In somebody's life, it's going to be impacted and changed. But here's where I'm going next. Let's quit using tape to try to drill nails. Let's quit doing things. Here's my point with that. Why would we spend 5 years or 10 years or 15 years or 20 years trying to still get through that door? Because really, that's all we're doing. What we're trying to do something that we know is not going to work. Why? Because it's safe. I know what the outcome is. I know I'm not going to make it if I keep doing this. At least folks can't say, well, Darryl tried something else and he failed again. I'm going to close with this. I stood up here last night because what you put online that they were serving still. So I worked up here and I was here a while and I was hungry and I said, no, I'm going to go up there. Sounds pretty good. I got up there and I saw the old text and we stood there in line and we got up there and